Hello everyone, and welcome to my closet declutter video, turning this into this. And I want to thank you so much for watching today. If you do enjoy this video and it provides you some inspiration, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. We are back to the mess. This closet declutter was a very challenging task for me. I was very excited to go through all my clothes and pick out which ones were not fitting my pregnant body, almost 30-week pregnant body, and ones that I just knew I was never going to wear even after the baby. So I had also not gotten rid of, or I guess taken out, all of my winter clothing, because here in North Carolina it has been like 90 degrees one week and then 50 the next. So it has been fluctuating like crazy, and so I have not officially taken out all my long sleeves and sweaters, and I'm just gonna force it to be springtime and summertime now. I kept a few jackets towards the end, but just I think like 3, and I definitely would not consider myself a minimalist. I would love to get there, but I was listening to another like a video actually on modesty, and the lady mentioned, and I 100% agree, that finding solid, modest pieces that are going to last a long time are really hard to find. So it's a slow process that I am trying to get all those kind of pieces. I'm looking for ones with buttons, nursing friendly. I do plan to nurse my second baby, praying that it goes as smoothly as it did with my first. And so I'm looking for those kind of things, and just lengthwise. I like things to be longer than my knees, preferably. Don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with things coming a little bit above my knees, but it's just most what I'm comfortable in. And this is not a modesty video, so I'm not going to get into that. But the first thing I did was take out all the things out of my closet you saw, and I have so many clothes. This is pretty much my entire wardrobe of clothes and dresses. I keep my pants and shorts and leggings and skirts and undergarments in a different drawer. And I didn't film any of that because it takes a while to adjust the camera angle, work around. You'll see this is a very realistic video. I'm eating lots of snacks in the background. My daughter running around everywhere joining me. But I was so unmotivated to do this. I just had to get up and do it. And again, I want to be realistic with you. I was not super motivated at all. So when I started this, I had no system. I was like, let me just start going through the clothes. The day 2, whenever I began working on my husband's, I wish I would have done it like I did his, but I separated them into different categories before putting them away, when really all my clothes were mixed in. So I was putting some winter items to the side, putting my dresses to the side, starting to slowly go through and get rid of things that I knew I wasn't going to be able to fit anymore. So I just feel like I had piles everywhere, and it was very overwhelming. I took many breaks even for this first day, because there was just, I don't know, it felt so discouraging because I didn't really have a system. So a tip would be, if you're going to do this for yourself, create a system. First, categorize all the different outfits, and then decide what you want to get rid of, and then put away the rest. Because I was just like, for some reason, I don't know if it's pregnancy brain fog, unmotivation, I could not actually get that into my head that I needed to have a system. So I felt like I was just kind of running in circles with piles everywhere, and it was a little discouraging. But now I'm doing our swimming things and all these shorts that I've had, again, getting out the summer items, even though I'm going to put the shorts right back up until after the baby, because they will not even like make it up my hips at this point with my belly expanded. So I'm going through all my maternity clothes. We have a women's reach out pregnancy center here around where I live, and I'm going to be donating some of my maternity clothes. I don't really wear many maternity shirts and things like that. I prefer to wear dresses in the summer just because it's cooler, it's easier, one piece of clothing to put on. But I do love leggings, maternity leggings, and I have a few pairs of jeans. But I wanted to get rid of and donate some of those to them at the pregnancy center. They just give women, maternity clothing as they need it, as they go through their program. It's an awesome resource. I'll link down below. And then I was just getting rid of some of those. And then I had like a random bin in my closet full of shirts that I use only really when I go to Disney World. My family is a huge Disney World fan. No, we are not for everything that Disney stands for by any means. Me and my husband go mainly to eat. Disney has some wonderful food, and we are hoping to go back in the next few years. So keeping those shirts, because they can be quite expensive, and so I definitely didn't want to get rid of them. But yeah, I had like a random bin of like shirts from Disney and holiday shirts. I used to work, one of my first jobs was at a uniform store, like for nurses, like uniforms, but they also sold lots and lots of t-shirts, Simply Southern, Southern Couture, just those different brands. So I had stocked up a lot on t-shirts. That's what I would wear to work, is the t-shirts. And I have really dwindled them down to a few, very, very few. I'm not a huge like graphic t-shirt kind of person anymore. I do love the few that I do have. Some friends have gifted me them, and I absolutely love them and hold on to those. But there are many, for example, this one, Christmas just t-shirts that I just don't really wear that often anymore. I did keep a few, but I kind of put all those in this bottom bin that I knew I wouldn't be using a lot. And I would say that mine and my husband's closet is pretty small for us both to share. Luckily, we do have a big drawer that you might see in a few clips, dresser drawer that we took along, that was his whenever he was living at home, that we use for our other clothes. But for the most part, I feel like it's pretty tight in there. And so we need to keep things minimal, not as a minimalist by any means, but yeah. So the last kind of big section of my clothing was my dresses. I have such a hard time getting rid of dresses. I will hold on to them for years and years and years, even if like I don't love wearing them or they just don't work for me anymore. Yeah, I had to get rid of a few that were just like a little too short for me, and every time I wore them I felt so uncomfortable. So I was going to pass those along and see if my sister wanted them. Again, I had so many just random piles. I had a donate pile, you can see right there at the right, in a trash bag, a little bag for the Reach Out Pregnancy Center. I had a pile for my sister to go through, piles everywhere, and that kind of stresses me out a little bit. But the main thing I was looking for in dresses was, again, the buttons, things I could easily nurse in. So I decided, as I was going through my closet, to keep a smaller wardrobe, which so many say, and I already agree, because the next day I felt so refreshed picking out my dress for the day, even though it was one thing. But anyways, is to, you put the clothes in your closet that work for you in the season you're in. Emphasis on in the season you're in. So right now I am pregnant. I'm not nursing, so I don't need all of the dresses to be buttoned down or nursing friendly. So I put a lot of those in my closet hanging up, and the rest of them I put into my little drawer system that I have down on the bottom right. And then I have several t-shirts and things like that do have buttons, not just t-shirts, but dresses as well, that do have buttons that don't actually fit my belly right now as it's getting bigger, but will hopefully fit after the baby, and will have buttons so it'll be easily to nurse. So again, I have a drawer that I'm going to kind of change out pretty quickly because it is summer things after the baby, but I wanted to have for the rest of this pregnancy, my closet reflect what I'm wearing right now, which is any kind of dress at this point. So I took out the rest of the things that were in the top of my closet, a lot of like bed linen, some random things like a sewing machine, a humidifier, and put those on the bed, and then put those drawers back. And I had to keep this little clip in here. I was letting Ellie feel the different towels, and it's so fun to do things with a toddler, though it can be so challenging. She's so sweet. She loves to play with my hair, and I never want to forget that little piece of her childhood. Since she was a little baby, always clinging to my hair. And so you saw in that clip, she was playing with my hair, and she did it so much. But it can be very challenging to do things with a baby, or a toddler, both really. It's a lot of stopping and going, stopping to get in snacks, stopping to change diapers, stopping just to occupy. lots of stopping and going, but it definitely makes it more enjoyable when they are involved and they help. Eleanor is at a point in her age where she loves to help. And here we go with more jackets. Me and my husband have a jacket issue, is what I have realized after filming this video. There are so many jackets, and we don't even live in that cold of a place. Like, North Carolina gets cold, and I absolutely hate cold weather, but it doesn't get that cold. Like, for us to need so many hoodies and jackets and sweatshirts and all the things. But my husband does like to go riding, like four-wheelers and things like that in West Virginia. So, and he loves it in the snow. So he does need some warmer attire when he goes to do that. But I am getting rid of some of my bed linens. I have actually 3 full sets of bed linens, and I feel like that's plenty. I wanted it all to fit in that little tan basket on the left. So I was trying to get rid of some old sheets, like fitted sheets. We don't even sleep with a normal bed sheet on our bed. We sleep with one comforter. That's just how we've pretty much always done it, even in the wintertime. So we both get pretty hot at night, so we just keep it with that one comforter. Maybe we'll change one day, but as of right now, again, less is just always better for me. And so I felt like 3 sets would be enough. We also have some of those silk pillowcases. Absolutely love those. But after you wash them, I will be honest, do not always get them back on the bed before we go to sleep. I usually go ahead and put another bed sheet set immediately on after I take one off to wash it, because things get busy during the day and I totally forget. And then it comes time when I'm exhausted, and then I have to put a bed sheet on, and that makes me so furious. Probably unhealthily furious, but yeah. So I am just wrapping up these bed linens, and they all did. I got them to fit in this little basket. I have heard on a recent video, I can't remember who or where or what, but that to help, like an organizing tip that I want to share as well, is that you can pick a basket, and it was actually for her children's toys, but you pick a basket and you say, okay, whatever doesn't fit in this basket for this particular category, something has to go. Like, we have to fit it in this basket. And I've been using that tip around my home a little bit, and it has really helped. If it doesn't fit in this basket, then I need to get rid of some, or if it doesn't fit in this bin, whatever the case may be, then that means we have too much of it. This is all the space I want to take up in my home for it. So then I went through my husband's clothes. I did a time lapse because he had so many clothes as well. Again, I didn't really get to I need a separate bin for his winter attire too. I just went through that. But this closet is done. The rest of the stuff in the bottom is just his winter clothes that I have to put in a bin eventually. I hope this video inspired you and gave you some motivation, even if you are as unmotivated as I was at the beginning, to get in those spaces, even the ones you might be dreading or excited to do, and even maybe just take this video along with you and listen to it in the background as you are decluttering as well. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.